Hey everyone, welcome back to NeuroEnglish Now. I'm John, and today we've got something really exciting to talk about.
And I'm Sarah. We'll be sharing the ultimate language cheat code today, showing you how to learn English faster, and honestly, way more naturally.
Exactly. Forget boring grammar drills or endless vocabulary lists. We're breaking it down into strategies that actually work.
Like how babies learn their native language, which, spoiler alert, doesn't involve textbooks.
Right? Plus, we'll show you how to turn your favorite TV shows into your personal English teachers, and even how to soak up the language while you go about your day.
It's all about making learning effortless, fun, and kind of sneaky.
Totally sneaky. So, whether you're just starting or already pretty advanced, these tips are going to be game changers for you.
All right, let's dive in.
All right, let's kick things off by looking at how babies manage to learn languages so effortlessly. It's kind of amazing when you think about it. They do it just by listening, watching, and immersing. No grammar drills, no flashcards, just pure natural learning. So how can we tap into that?
Exactly. Their brains are like little sponges, soaking up everything around them and making sense of it through context. They hear words, phrases, and how they're used in everyday life before they even start speaking.
And the best part is, you can totally hack this process for learning English. You don't have to be a baby, obviously, but you can do the same. Immerse yourself in English as much as possible. Listen to it daily, even if you don't understand everything at first.
Right? Don't wait until you feel ready to start speaking or listening. Dive right in, even if it feels kind of overwhelming at first.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Your brain is smarter than you think. It starts noticing patterns in the language. The way sentences flow, the way words pair together, all of that gets absorbed just by exposing yourself to it. It's like passive learning, but way cooler.
And you can make it part of your daily routine. Play an English podcast while you're cooking, or put on an audiobook while you're driving. It's basically like having English running in the background of your life, kind of like how kids learn by hearing their parents talk all day.
Exactly. This is about creating an environment where English is just there. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Your brain's picking up on the rhythm of the language, the sounds, the intonation. That's how babies learn, and it works just as well for adults too.
And if you're worried about grammar, trust me, babies don't care about grammar rules. They figure it out over time by hearing language used correctly. You'll do the same if you just keep exposing yourself to it.
So bottom line, surround yourself with English as much as you can. Podcasts, conversations, even background noise, it all counts. Your brain is working on it even when you're not. Now, speaking of immersing yourself in English, let's dive into one of my favorite tools for that, TV shows. And seriously, who doesn't love a good binge watch session, right?
Exactly. But there's a trick to it. It's not just about sitting on the couch, zoning out with subtitles in your native language.
No way, that's like barely learning. Think of it this way. If you're reading subtitles in your own language, your brain isn't even trying to process the English on the screen.
Right. Instead, start by watching with English subtitles. That way, you're hearing the language and seeing it written out at the same time. It's kind of like getting double exposure.
And here's the cool part. Once you get comfy with that, ditch the subtitles altogether. Just listen and enjoy. Sure, you might miss a few things here and there, but that's okay. You're training your brain to focus on the language, the rhythm, and even, the jokes.
That's actually a big one. Sitcoms like Friends or The Office are perfect for this. They've got humor, they use everyday language, and you'll pick up so many idioms and slang phrases naturally.
Oh, totally. Like the phrase, "How you doing?" from Joey in Friends. Classic, right? You absolutely wouldn't get how funny that is just from reading a translation. But when you hear it over and over, it just starts to click.
Plus, once you start recognizing phrases like that, you can try something we call dialogue imitation or shadowing. Basically, listen to a conversation or a line of dialogue, pause the show, and then repeat it out loud, exactly like the actors. Intonation, rhythm, emotion. Try to match all of it.
Yeah, and don't worry if you're not perfect. Even trying gets your brain into production mode, which is key for speaking English. And hey, for beginners, cartoons like Peppa Pig are actually awesome. Simple language, clear pronunciation, and let's be honest, Peppa's kind of fun.
It's such a smart approach. And, I used to jot down any new phrases or words I came across while watching. Then, I'd try to use them in a sentence the next day. It's such a simple hack, but it really works.
Absolutely. So next time you're scrolling through Netflix or YouTube, don't just watch for fun. Turn it into your English classroom. You'll be amazed how much you start learning without even realizing it. So Building on those learning strategies we just talked about, let's dive into some habits and tricks that can really supercharge your English learning.
Yeah, and first up, sticky notes. They're such a simple tool, but honestly, so effective.
Totally. Here's what you do. Write down English words for objects around your home and stick them where you'll see them every day. Like your fridge, boom, write fridge. Your door, door. It's like creating this mini English environment wherever you live.
Exactly. Every time you see those words, you're reinforcing them in your brain without even realizing it. It's effortless learning at its best.
Yeah, and the repetition really helps it stick. Plus, I find it's kind of fun, like a little scavenger hunt of new words in your daily life. All of a sudden, you're seeing English everywhere.
Okay, now let's talk shadowing. This one's a bit more active but super powerful for improving pronunciation.
Oh yeah, shadowing's amazing. You find a short clip of a native speaker, like from a podcast, YouTube video, or even a TV show, and you literally mimic everything they say. Intonation, rhythm, pronunciation, the whole thing.
Right. And if it feels too fast at first, slow the clip down. Most apps or devices let you adjust playback speed. Once you get comfortable, you can speed it back up.
The cool thing is, even if you're not perfect, your brain gets used to producing those sounds, like training a muscle. It's a direct path to sounding more natural when you speak.
Absolutely. And here's a tip. Pick a clip that you actually enjoy listening to. It makes the whole process so much more engaging.
Yeah, make it fun. Language learning shouldn't feel like a chore. It should feel like a challenge you actually want to tackle every day.
Speaking of challenges, let's talk books. There are some fantastic ones out there that can completely change how you approach English.
Oh, for sure. One of my favorites is Fluent Forever by Gabriel Weiner. It's packed with tips on pronunciation, learning vocabulary, and even memory hacks. It's super practical.
And then there's Fluent in 3 Months by Benny Lewis. It's all about strategies to start speaking a new language quickly, like getting over perfectionism and just going for it.
If you're curious about the science behind language learning, Principles and Practice in Second Language Acquisition by Stephen Krashen is a must-read. But, fair warning, it's a bit more academic.
True. But honestly, even taking 1 or 2 ideas from these books can make a huge difference. And reading in English? That's a win-win for improving your skills.
All right, so those are your tools: sticky notes, shadowing, and building your library with books. Add these into your routine, and you'll start seeing real progress.
And just remember, it's all about consistency. Even small steps add up over time.
Exactly. So, which of these ideas are you going to try first? Let us know. We'd love to hear what works for you.
And if this episode helped, share it with someone who's also learning English. Let's help each other grow.
All right, that's all for today. Keep practicing, keep having fun, and we'll see you next time on NeuroEnglish Now.